Welcome to another episode of Backlog Worthy, the series where I sit down and talk about a game I finally got around to playing. This week, let's take a look at Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a 2017 Japanese role-playing game developed by Monolith Soft. I grabbed this game sometime in 2018 and finally beat it in 2020, after putting it on the back burner twice. This review is going to be talking about a lot of things that happen in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so beware of the spoilers. I'm known in some of my friend groups to play a lot of JRPGs, and they're not wrong. After playing Dragon Quest IX back when I was in middle school, I could never find myself putting them down. That was not the same case for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 though. I really wanted to enjoy this game, but I just couldn't find it in me to. I can't say that everything is bad about the game, because it really did have some shining moments that made me want to continue the game until the end. To start with what I don't like about the game, I absolutely hated the battle system. This is probably the biggest gripe I have about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I gave the battle system a fair chance. Around 72 hours, 26 minutes, and 20 seconds worth of chances. I beat the game without really knowing how the battle system works. It kept adding new mechanics at every turn, which isn't really inherently bad. But when the game does a poor job of explaining how the mechanics themselves work, it brings the gameplay down a bit for me. There's really no reason why you cannot understand the entirety of the battle system until damn near the end of the game. The way I feel, the game should do a good, if not great, job at explaining how the battle system works. If you have to rely on content creators to make videos to better explain the system than you yourself can, something is wrong. It should be something that can be both enjoyed by newcomers and veteran players alike. The story also just was not too great. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some parts of the story that honestly had me on the edge of my seat, but the majority didn't. Really, the best part of the story was when Nia turned out to be a blade. I was sitting in awe watching that story cutscene. Everything else? Pretty lackluster. It isn't something I could see myself playing until the end for. And the only reason I did was because I had to justify my purchase. The ending of the story, really, was great until it wasn't. At the beginning of the final cutscene, I thought they did a great job. The impact it can have on a player to travel with Pyra and Mythra, clutching onto the core crystal as Rex stands there to remember their time together, it was amazing. All that time reminiscing about the past no longer matters though. Both Pyra and Mythra now stand in front of Rex, reversing the sacrifice that the Aegis Blade made. This move takes the impact and sadness of a lost party member, or in this case members, and erases it. It really just had a very lazy and cliche ending that a developer can come up with. I won't touch too much on the voice acting, but it isn't bad, and it isn't good. It takes the trope of fantasy accents are British, and rolls with it for every character in the game. I know what it sounds like. Wow, Vivix Tales just really hates Xenoblade Chronicles 2, doesn't he? Yes, but I promise I did enjoy a few things of what the game had to offer. To start with, this game had some great soundtracks to accompany everything. Here, take a quick listen to this song. Did you hear that? It was a beautiful track, graceful enough to make even the heavens cry. Plus, if you like that, don't worry, because this game has around 8 hours of OST to carry you through every moment in this game. Now, I've played a lot of JRPGs. Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Dot Hack, Tales of, Kingdom Hearts, Radiata stories, the list goes on. But honestly, not too many of the OSTs from those games can compare to what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has to offer. It really has some truly phenomenal music to accompany you while you sit on your couch. The art style of this game is great as well. I mean, sure, it's a JRPG, it's just an anime art style. All other JRPGs have the same art style. Well, yes and no. You can play a JRPG with a more serious tone, like Final Fantasy, but there's something about this game's art style that caught my eye. Maybe it was the fact that it just felt welcoming to me. Or maybe it was just the nature of Pyra's big eyes. Whatever it was, I was happy to sit down and just experience the world that the game was willing to offer me. Overall, I am very mixed about the game. With myself liking and disliking aspects from it, I'm honestly torn. I gave Xenoblade Chronicles 2 a 5 out of 10 for two reasons. The first being that my dislikes outweighed the likes by quite a bit in my eyes. The second, I just didn't have fun for a lot of the game, just being ready to put my 72 hours of gameplay to rest. I really wanted to like this game. I really did. I have every Xenoblade Chronicles game available for the Switch. One day, I'll have the nerve to go back and finally play them. But who knows when that time will be? Plus, with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 supposedly around the corner, we'll see if I can just bring myself to play it.